computer. All right, we're actually gonna stand up for the first part. Come back here to my mat. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Look at that. You know what I need to do here. Sorry, one more thing is that I pinned it so that when Judy and I were the only ones here, but now that you all are here, I have to do that instead. That way it keeps me in the center. All right, so we're gonna start with our Tai Chi. We're gonna be standing up for like the first quarter to a third of class, right? So hopefully you guys are excited about that. Let your heels lift and just go back and forth, back and forth. Make sure you're moving your body. You don't have to take a step. We're just trying to open everything up. All right, and then we're gonna come to a stop here. Now, as we come to a stop, right, what we're gonna do here, you're gonna come, put all of your weight into your left foot. We're gonna move that right foot. We're gonna do our hip circles. We're just gonna do 6 of each one just to start to open everything up. So you're gonna come off let's stabilize on the right foot at first. All right, so put all your weight into the right foot. You can light on your left toes, lift your left heel. Kick your left foot forward. You can drop your toes if you need to, or keep that leg, or keep those toes hovering, right? And then you're gonna flex your foot, bring it around to the side. Try to keep everything else still as we do these. Do 5 more like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're still gonna stabilize the right leg. We're gonna go out to the side. So again, you can come up off your left heel, kick that left foot to the left, and then flex your foot, bring it around, right? So we're gonna do that 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now last thing we're gonna do on this side, try to keep your shoulders right over your hips. Right here, we're gonna kind of come off the toes of the left foot, so your heel's on the ground, but then you kick that left foot back behind you. Don't lean forward, right? Shoulders stay over the hips. Just kick it back. You should feel your hamstring engaged. Keep the foot flexed the whole time. Bring it around to the side. We're doing those backside mechanics. Let's do 5 more like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now from here, I'm gonna go, there's my cat. Don't jump up there, crazy. All right, you're gonna put all your weight now into the left foot, come off your right heel. And then you're gonna kick the right foot forward. You can tap the toes or hover the toes, flex the foot, bring it around. 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we do U-shape the sideways here. So you're still off your left heel. You're gonna kick that left foot over to the left, flex your foot, bring it around. 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come to a stop here. Now we're gonna keep shoulders over the hips, do those backside mechanics, right? So you come off your toes here. Kick that leg back. Don't let me kick you, Dabby. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pretty cat.
Oh my cat. Hang out, it's all right. But don't block your view, okay? All right, now from here, you're gonna take your feet out super wide. So we're gonna come nice and wide. Take your hands up to the sky. We're just gonna do our windmills here. So you're gonna take your left hand to your right ankle. Right hand goes up to the sky. And come all the way up, go the other way. Just go back and forth here. All right, so we're gonna do 4 more each side. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, and then last one. 1, 1. Now we're going to let your hands float down. Bring your feet close together here. Right, not close together, but hip width distance apart, so close as they were. We're gonna do our skiers. So you're gonna have your hands up to the sky. And then as you exhale, you're gonna bend your knees, send your hips back and down, bring your belly to your thighs. So the crown of your head points towards the front, right? So your belly is literally touching your thighs. Your hands move back behind you, palms face up, thumbs come together. And we're gonna come all the way back up here. Do that about 10 times, right? So you're gonna do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. 1. Excellent. Come all the way up here. Now let your hands come to your sides. You're gonna bring your hands to your hips. That's the easiest thing to do here. We're gonna do our squat push kicks. Now, you can, if you wanna make it more, keep your hands up to the sky. You can also bring your hands to heart center. But you're gonna squat down like we just did, right? But this time, keep your chest up. Keep looking up as you squat down, right? Then you're gonna come up, you're gonna kick 1 foot forward. So it doesn't have to be a high kick, and it could be with your toes still on the ground. Maybe you're gonna bring it up as high as you can, and then drop back down, squat back down. You come back up, you kick the other foot. Going up and down, up and down. Harder, like this. All right, we're gonna do 3 more each side. 2 more. Last one. We're gonna come to a stop here. Now, last thing we're gonna do here, well, not last thing standing up, but last thing we do in this position, we're gonna do our back tap kicks. So you're gonna come, so get your feet hip width distance. You're gonna take your right foot, you're gonna come basically into a lunge, right? You're bending into your left knee, stepping back with your right foot. Don't put your weight in your right foot, just tap it back there. That's what we call the back tap. And then we kick, and you bring that right leg in front of you. Again, it could be this, right? But then you're gonna take that right foot, drop it right back down, next to the left, do the other side. So you take the left foot, back tap, kick, drop it right down, back tap. So you're alternating your sides, right? The foot that moves drops next to the other one. So every time after you complete 1 round, you're here in this standing position. Now you can make it faster if you want to, make it a little bit more. You can slow it down. If I'm going too fast for you, it doesn't have to be my pace, right? Just go back and forth. We're gonna do a few more, about 5 more on each side. Two more on each side. 2. 2, last one. 1. And 1. All right, now we come to a stop here. I'm gonna walk back and forth a little bit. Maybe get your heart rate back down. Sometimes we do those back tap kicks, back tap kicks. It takes your heart rate up, right? Now this next one, we're gonna really start to work the core. We're still standing up. It's a little bit different. So take your legs out, super wide. Right now, you're gonna turn your heels in and your toes out. And then you're gonna bend into your knees and drop your hips. You're in this plie squat. Now, we're gonna take our hands, bring your fingertips behind your neck, let your elbows go out to the sides. And then we're gonna side crunch here. So you're gonna drop. Keep your knees bent, keep your knees strapped on your ankles, right? Keep your hips low. but you're gonna bring that right elbow towards your right thigh. Maybe you get there, maybe you don't. Right? You're not gonna cave your chest down to get that elbow to touch. If it doesn't, it's okay. Your chest should be up towards the top of your mat. Then you come up, go the other way. Left elbow towards the left thigh. Come back up. And just go from side to side here a few times. Bending those knees, keep dropping those hips. Because as we keep doing these, your hips are gonna come up. All right, we're gonna do 3 more each side. 3, 3, 2, 2. Last one. 1, and 1. Now, let your hands come down to your thighs for a second, right? But really drop your hips a little bit lower, right? Think nice and low. Now, what you're gonna do here, you're gonna take both hands up to the sky, right? Take your right elbow, bend into it so that you're patting your back with your right fingertips, right? The fingertips are going right between your shoulder blades. Then you're gonna bend to your left elbow and grab the tip of your right elbow with your left hand, right? Now you're still in the plie, right? You're dropping low. Pull your right elbow to the left. Keep your chest open, right? You're not coming all the way down. And then come back up, right? Do that about 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. 1. All right, now as we come up, now you're still in the plie squat. Sink even lower. I guarantee your hips probably came up a little bit while we were doing that. We're gonna do that one more time, going the other way. So your hands are gonna come up to the sky. Bend into your left elbow, tap your back with your left hand. Take your right elbow, bend into it, grab the left tip of your elbow with your right hand, tip of your left elbow, that's what I'm gonna say, right? And then lean to the right. Come back up, do it 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now let your hands come down. Now you're gonna come all the way up, and then you're gonna turn your toes towards the front of the room. Now from here, we're gonna come down into a bear squat. So you're gonna bend into your knees, send your hips back and down, and just reach your hands forward. All right, so now your toes are pointed forward, so it's just a wide-legged squat. We're not in that plie position anymore, right? So you're here. Now, open your arms up, take them wide, and then really push your hips back, lean forward until your chest is parallel with the ground, and the crown of your head is coming forward. Then you're gonna keep your legs where they are. Lift up, reach your hands straight ahead. All right, so let's do that. We're gonna do that 8 times, so 7 more, right? We come out wide, we lean forward. We come up, we reach forward. We go out wide, we lean forward. We come up, we reach forward. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. 1. All right, now let yourself come all the way up. Let your hands relax down. All right, we got one more thing to do standing up. Are your legs burning by now? They should be. Right? Okay. But here's what we're gonna do here. Now, you're gonna take your hands up to the sky, right? Your feet are about hip width distance apart. They can be closer if that makes it better for you, but not wider, right? Now, you're gonna come up off your heels. You're balancing on the balls of your feet. Now, bring your palms together. You can't see me bringing my palms together, but I am, right? And you're gonna come down. You're gonna drop your hips and bend your knees. Keep your heels up and pull your hands to the center. Come as low as you can. Maybe it's a quarter of the way, maybe it's halfway, maybe it's 3/4. Maybe you get your hips all the way down to your heels. Once you're there, you're gonna take your hands, drop them to the mat, Push your heels back to the mat and straighten your legs. So you're gonna basically in like a forward fold. And from your forward fold, you're gonna ragdoll roll it up. All right, so we're gonna do 5 more like that. All right, so hands go up to the sky. Shift forward, bring your weight to the balls of your feet. Bring your palms together, pull your hands to heart center, and drop your hips as low as you can. Once you go down as low as you can go, drop your hands, straighten your legs, push your heels to the mat. Take your hands to the tops of your feet, ragdoll roll it up. Take your hands up high, shift to the balls of your feet, palms together, drop down, drop your hands to the mat, straighten your legs, push your heels straight. Hands to the tops of your feet, ragdoll roll it up. Take your hands up to the sky, we're just doing 2 more. Come up off your heels, bring your palms together, drop all the way down as you pull your hands to heart center, drop your hands to the ground, straighten your legs, heels to the ground. The hands to the tops of the feet, ragdoll roll it up, sweep your arms up overhead. Last one, right? So we've got palms separated at first. Lift your heels up off the mat, bring your palms together, bring your hands to heart center, drop your hips, and then take your hands to the mat, push your heels to the ground, straighten your legs. All right, so now from your forward fold, you're gonna make your way down. We're gonna come to seated. I'm just gonna grab my towel. I'm sweating like a storm here. All right, and then try to do it without using your hands. Come all the way down. This is your chance to rearrange a little bit. I need my whole hat here probably down. That's like, it seems like a great bed. Not really, you can hang out for a little bit. I'm gonna take the space. All right, so we're gonna come around into hook line. So you're here, you've got your feet on the ground, your knees up to the sky. We're gonna do the scoops at first, just to start to warm up the belly, parts of the body that we haven't really used yet today. So take your arms out long. Make fists with your hands. Bring your elbows into your ribs. Look straight ahead, and then you're gonna come down. You're leaning down to that halfway point, right? You wanna feel it. Feel that pull in your belly, that place where you wanna lie all the way down, right? I was like, can you do that, or I crush the cat, right? Before you wanna come back up. We're gonna come back up. So you're gonna tuck the chin to your chest, look at your belly. So as you come down, you should be looking at your belly, and then as you push it up, you're pushing your belly back to your thighs. You lift your chin off your chest, so you're looking straight ahead. So as you go down, right, tuck your chin, look at your belly. As you go up, push your belly to your thighs, look up. So the whole time that you're doing this, you're keeping those elbows glued to your ribs, you're keeping your fists. All right, so we're gonna do it 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now from here, let your legs go out long, right? Now you're gonna take your arms out long. Here's what we're gonna do here, right? It's not the roll-ups. Really flex your feet so that your toes are coming towards your body. You're reaching those fingertips out over your toes. Now, you're gonna basically do the same thing here. You're gonna come halfway. So I'm tucking my chin. I'm gonna come halfway down, right to that place where it feels really icky and I don't wanna stay here, right? And then I'm gonna look up, push myself all the way up. Keep your heels on the ground. They might slide a little bit back and forth. That's what I'm doing, but it's okay. Okay? From here, we come back up. Here, we come back up. I got to speak too much for her. Let's get to the lie down next. I'm gonna do 5 more of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now from here, this time you are gonna let yourself go all the way down. So you're laying down on your mat, and you're gonna take your feet straight up to the sky. All right, now you can lift. Now, you can lift your head and shoulders. No, don't lift your head and shoulders up off the mat for this part. Keep your head and shoulders down, right? What we're gonna do here, we're gonna do some little scoops. So your legs are straight up to the sky. We're gonna do these both directions. Let's do it this way first. You're gonna start to drop your feet towards the mat. As close as you can get them to the mat without your head and your shoulders peeling up, right? Once you get to your low point, bend your knees, bring your knees just right over your hips, right? Don't pull your knees all the way into your chest. Just have them right over your hips, and then take your legs back up to the sky, right? So we drop down, we bend the knees, we kick up. So these little scoops. Just keep going here. Do about 5 more. All right, last one. Now, as you come here, right? Now we're gonna go the other way, right? So you bend your knees. And let your heels come towards your glutes. You're keeping your knees over your hips. Then you kick forward. Then you're gonna bring your legs straight up. Again, stopping right over your hips, right? So we're scooping in the opposite direction. Bend your knees, kick straight ahead, as low as you can. Take your feet back up. Roll your heels, kick straight ahead, take the legs back up. I'm gonna do that about 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now our feet come all the way up overhead. All right, so we're gonna do that again, same movement, but we're gonna add a little bit on this time. So we're just gonna do 8 of each. All right, so like we just did, we're gonna start back, right, when we drop our feet low, and then you bend into them. Now, as you pick back up, here's what you can add, right? If you want to. If you don't like this, then you're just gonna do what we just did. As your feet come all the way up, push your palms into the mat, and like pretend like you're gonna press your feet up to the ceiling, lift your hips up off the mat. And let them come back down, right? So it's a little hip hop. If you don't like the hip hop, don't do it, right? Try it, and then see how it feels. Even when you contract those out, like you're trying to lift your hips, even if they don't come up very far, right? If they don't come up at all, that contraction, that push is gonna give you the work that you need, right? If you absolutely hate it, right, then just don't do it. So we're gonna do 7 more like that. So we drop the feet low, we bend into the knees, and then as you kick your legs back up, add that hip hop. Drop your feet low, bend into them. As you kick up, add the hip hop. So 4 more like that. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, so now we're gonna go the other way with that hip hop. So you bend your knees first, you kick your feet forward, and then as you bring them straight up, you add the hip hop, right? So we bend, we kick forward, bring it straight up, add the hip hop. Bend, kick them straight forward, bring them back up, add the hip hop. So 5 more like that. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Your hips come down. Now hug your knees into your chest here. Really roll forward a little bit so you feel that sacrum, the low part of your back, press into the mat. And give yourself a little rock from side to side. Just massaging the spine. That's a lot of work in the hips. All right, now drop your feet down to the mat here. And then take your fingertips behind your neck. All right, so you're touching your fingertips behind your neck, elbows are out wide. We're just gonna do some basic little crunches here, not trying to come up high, just trying to lift your head and shoulders up off the mat, keep your chin going towards the ceiling, right? Just take that little movement here. Come up, come back down. Come up, come back down. 3, 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now you're going to take your arms all the way overhead. So you still got that bend in your knees, right? Still in the same place. Now we're going to lift up here. As you lift your head and shoulders up, you're going to let your arms reach forward. Again, it's not a big movement. You want your head and your shoulder blades to come up off the mat, right? But you're not trying to lift all the way up and get your belly to your thighs. And then you're going to come all the way back down, take your arms back behind you. So it's a little bit harder to get up and down with this long lever, but by moving your arms, you get a little bit of momentum. So it makes it doable. All right, so coming up, reach those fingertips as far forward as you can. Let your head and shoulders peel up. Let everything come back down and reach your arms overhead. Come up, reach forward, come back down. Come up and reach forward, come back down. 6 more here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let everything relax back down. All right, now from here, we're gonna try to come all the way up. All right, so take your feet a little further away. Usually that makes it easier, right? Now, don't bring your fingertips, I mean, you can bring your fingertips behind your neck, but that makes it really hard, right? You can hug around your shoulders, hug opposite shoulders, right? That makes this a little bit easier, right? But if we really want to get up, we're going to reach our arms in front of us, right? And try to bring them all the way up, right? So then you come, tuck your chin, go all the way back down. Now, it might be hard the first couple times. You're like, my body is not going to do this. Adjust with your feet. Maybe your feet need to be even further away. Maybe they need to be closer in to allow your body to get that up and down, right? Make sure you're using your arms, right? They got to reach forward. Then you can take them out to the side. That makes it much harder. I can't get all the way up, right? So we're making the arms give this a little assist, but at the same time, even as you're using your arms, you feel that extra little pull in your belly as you bring it all the way up. Okay? So let's do 8 more here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now come all the way up. You can hug around your knees, tuck your chin to your chest, drive your forehead towards your knees. Big go around. Now we're going to stay up here in hook line. Move around, face forward here. So we're in our hook line. Now, at the very beginning, you're going to take your hands, right? You're going to bring them straight in front of you. Make a little fist, right? One fist, both hands, and then pull your thumbs right into heart center. Now, you can do this just from hook line, which means your feet stay on the ground. If you want to make it more, lift your feet up, come into boat, or you can do it with your toes on the ground. Right? I'm going to keep my feet on the ground because otherwise it kills my hip flexors. But again, if you want to make it more, lift your feet. Now what we're going to do here, you're going to twist your whole body to the right, and then punch your hands outside that right knee. So it looks like this, right? And then you're going to turn back, bring your thumbs all the way in. Turn all the way to the left, punch out. Right? So it's here, 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 here. You've got to keep your feet nice and still. Sometimes that's harder to do if you're trying to do it from both. You start to your feet from side to side. Now we're going to do that in a minute. We'll move the legs, right? But right now, I want you to focus on moving your torso. It doesn't have to be as fast or as slow as me, right? Just find your own pace. Just turn from side to side, side to side. 5 more on each side. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Now, push your belly all the way to your thighs. Hug your knees, tuck your chin to your chest, drive your forehead towards your knees. All right, we're gonna come back up. Now, from here, right, you're gonna come back up into your hook line, reach your arms out long, make those fists, pull your thumbs into heart center. Now they're gonna stay here this time, right? So your elbows are going out to the sides, thumbs are at your heart center. Your legs are gonna move. So ideally, you'll pick your feet up, you'll drop your knees to the right while your chest stays up and open. You'll pick it up, you'll drop your knees to the left. Come back, you're just going back and forth. Now you can do this with your feet, your heels at least on the ground if you need to. Right here, 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 here. You can pick up your feet, here, here. So now your legs are the things that's moving. You're trying to keep your upper body as still as possible. All right, so let's do 5 more on each side. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Right now, bring your feet back to center. Draw them down if you have them up. Hug around the knees again. Tuck that chin. Let those hip flexors relax. All right, now from here, we're gonna do a little bit of plank work before we go back down to our back. So you're gonna come around, come into your version of plank. Now it can be, especially for this part, on your knees, right? You just want that upper body in a diagonal, so your shoulders and your knees, one straight line from your shoulders to your knees, shoulders right over the wrists. Right now, if you want to make it more and you come up all the way in your toes, you can, shoulders still right over the wrists. One straight line from your shoulder to your heel. We're gonna do our shoulder taps here. We're gonna do 10 on each side or 20 total, depending on how you want to count it. Your right hand lifts up, taps your left shoulder, comes back down. Trying to keep your hips still. Mine are moving, but I'm trying to keep them still. Right? So just tap, 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 tap. We're doing 5 more on each side. And total, if you're kind of like that. 4 more. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. All right, so come back to your plank, your modified plank. Drop your knees if you're not already. Let yourself push back into child's pose for a breath or 2. Right, let that back release. We're gonna come back into our plank. Right, this time we're gonna do our mountain climber, so I'm gonna give you a couple options here. All right, so we're gonna come to our mountain climbers now. You can come off your knees, right? In the mountain climbers, basically what we're gonna do, you're gonna lift your right foot up, touch your right knee to your right elbow, take it back, left knee to left elbow. You can keep doing it like this. Hardest part, right? Hardest version, I should say. You can drop it down to your knees and do it from here. Okay. Or what you also can do, makes it a little bit easier, you take it from your toes, but each time you finish, you shift it back into down dog, then come forward again. Tap, tap. All right, so we're gonna do 8 more on each side. 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. All right, drop your knees. If you're not ready, shift back, child's pose. All right, now from here, we're gonna let our hips come to one side or the other. Now we're gonna go back to our back. All right, so bring your toes to the top of your mat. Let your arms come out long. Tuck your chin to your chest. Take it all the way down. All right, now from here, we're gonna take our feet straight up to the sky. Right, now, just like we did before when we were in that boat position, right? We've done these last couple weeks, but they're good for us. You're gonna take your arms up overhead, make your little fist here. So one, wrapping your fingers or interlacing your fingers together, so you have one fist, right? You're gonna lift up. As you lift up, punch those hands outside your right leg, come back down. Come up, punch those hands outside your left leg. Come back down, right? Do about 6 more on each side here, or 7 more. We're gonna do 8 total. So 6 more here. 6, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. And we're coming all the way down. And then from here, now you're gonna keep the fists with your hands. Let your right leg come down until your right heel just hovers off the mat, right? Now you're gonna take your hands, as you come up, you're gonna punch them outside your left leg. We're gonna stay on the side here, right? So you're just punching those hands outside the left leg, come back down. When you come back up, you're still going outside the left leg. All right, so do 6 more like that. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right, now take everything down. Pull that right leg up. Drop your left leg down. Hover your left heel. So you're trying to make that L with your legs, right? Now as we come up here, we're gonna go outside the right leg. We're coming up, lift, make sure your left shoulder comes off the ground, your right shoulder is still on the ground. Come all the way down. We're doing 7 more like that. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, take your hands back up overhead. Pull that left leg up. So now both legs are straight up to the sky. Really flex them so your heels are going towards the ceiling. Keep your feet right over your hips. Release your hands out so they're not in a fist anymore, right? Your fingertips are loose, reaching back behind you. Now all we're gonna do here, you're gonna peel your head and shoulders up. Your fingertips are gonna reach up towards your toes. Maybe make it there, maybe not. And then let yourself come all the way back down. All right, so let's do 7 more here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now come all the way down here, bend your knees, plug them in to your chest. All right, now take your feet back up to the sky here, right? Keep your hands at your sides, palms face down. But lift your head and shoulders so that your fingertips are reaching towards the front of the room. Now, you're gonna drop your legs down as low as you can. You're basically gonna end up in canoe. So you drop your heels, right? If you can get them really low, you're in this full canoe. Maybe you're in a half canoe or you're in a really high canoe. It's okay, right? You're just gonna lift and lower those legs, trying to keep your head and shoulders up. So it's not like when we do those leg lowers and we keep everything braced and we're counting and making sure our back doesn't lift. This is a little different because our head and shoulders will lift. You're gonna feel it in your belly, right? You're gonna keep that sacrum pressing into the mat. Six, 7, 8. So we're going to do 2 more. Guess why is she counting? Okay, we're going to. We could make you do 25. Last one here though, 10. All right, now let your head and shoulders come down. Hug your knees into your chest. All right, from here, now we're gonna roll over to the side, come up into that hands and knees pose, right? Finish off our working section from tabletop. I'm gonna come sideways, actually, this is gonna be easier, and you guys will be able to see my whole body. All right, so I'm here. Now, we're gonna start by coming just to do a basic spinal balance. Take your right leg, extend it long behind you so that your right toes are going towards the mat and that right leg is a hip level. Take your left hand, reach it forward so your left palm is open towards the right side of the room and your left thumb is up to the sky. Now, first, you're gonna bend into your right elbow, bend into your left knee. Touch them together underneath your chest. It's a little crunch. Extend everything long again. Can you do that 9 more times? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. 1. All right, come into your spinal balance last time though, right? Hold it for a breath. Really kick everything in. Then let that left hand come down. Let your right knee come down. Come back into tabletop. Take a cat-cow in between, just because we want to release the back a little bit so that our form is as good on the left side as it was on the right. Lift your chin up to the sky. Tuck your tailbone up. Let your belly drop. It's cow pose. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Round up your back. Follow your armpits. That's cat. And then we're going to be back here in neutral tabletop. Now from here, you're going to take your left leg. Extend it long behind you. Take your right hand, reach it forward. Right, so we're in that full spinal balance here. Now, you're gonna bend into your right knee, into your left elbow. You're touching the other of your chest. You're tucking your chin to your chest as they touch. You watch them touch. Then you open back up, look back up. 9 more times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. 1. Hold it in your spinal balance for a breath. Drop everything down into tabletop. Take a cat-cow. Cow. And cat. All right, and then come back to tabletop. Now this time, as we're in tabletop, right, we're gonna come back to spinal balance. We're not gonna do 10 of these because they're a little harder. We're gonna do 5 of these on each side. We're gonna go from spinal balance to awkward pose. Right, or in Pilates, I think they call it airplane. Right, so you're gonna take your right leg, extend it behind you. Take that left hand, reach it forward. Now you're gonna kick that right foot to the right. You're gonna swing your left hand to the left. Try to keep your right shoulder over your right wrist, your left hip over your left knee, right? So you don't wanna lean everything over to the left and look like this, right? So it should be hard. You should feel it all through the belly. Then you're gonna bring it back into a perfect spinal balance, right? That's important, don't get sloppy here. So do that 4 more times. Open it up to awkward. Bring it back to spinal balance. Open it up to awkward. Bring it back to spinal balance. Twice more. Spinal balance. Or awkward. Spinal balance. Awkward. To spinal balance. Now hold your spinal balance for a breath. Then drop everything down to tabletop. Take a cat-cow here. Chin to the sky, tailbone tucked. Tuck the chin, round the back. Come back into your tabletop. Last thing here with the spinal balances, right? You're gonna take your left leg, extend it all the way long. Take your right hand, reach it forward. So right palm is facing towards the left side of the room, right thumbs up to the sky. Now you swing your right leg out the right arm, sorry, out to the right. Kick your left foot out to the left. Make sure you keep your left shoulder over your left wrist and your right hip over your right knee. Then bring it all back into spinal balance. Do that 4 more times. 4, upward to spinal balance. 3, upward to spinal balance. 2, upward to spinal balance. Last one, awkward, spinal balance, and then drop it all down. Let yourself come into child's pose. Get off those wrists for a minute. Do a lot of work. You can kind of circle them around, see how that feels. All right, now when you're ready here, let's come up into tabletop. Let your hips drop to one side or the other. Swing your legs around in front of you. All right, now we're gonna take our legs super wide here. We've got one more core thing to do, right? We're gonna do it from seated, then we'll do a couple stretches and do our legs to the wall, right? But you're gonna take your legs out as wide as you can. Right, now take your hands up to the sky. So think of this like when we were doing in our warm-up, right? Our windmills, where we go from side to side. We're gonna do the same thing here. We're just sitting, right? So you're gonna take your left hand towards your right ankle. Take your right hand, sweep it back behind you. But the key here is don't let that left hip lift up off the mat, right? You don't want to be here where everything starts to twist to the right. You're just going to keep that left hip anchored, right? Left cheek. Look back over your right shoulder. And then use your obliques. Keep your arms long and straight. Come back up, right? And then we're going to go the other way. So your left hand sweeps behind you. Your right hand reaches towards your left ankle. Don't let that right hip come up. Keep your arms long and straight as you pull all the way back up, right? So we're going to do that 8 more times each way. Now, keep your toes pointed towards the sky. Keep your knees pointed towards the sky. Let everything fall open here, right? So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. 1. All right, now let your hands come all the way up, drop them in front of you. Those are kind of sneaky hard, right? These are me. First you're like, I can do these, what's the big deal? And then after a while you're like, oh my God, can we stop now? All right, I just want you to walk straight forward here. So keep your legs wide, keep your toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Just walk your chest as far forward as you can. Keeping your back flat, the crown of your head should be somewhere in between, towards the sky and towards the top of your mat. Right, don't tuck your chin to your chest and let your head drop towards your mat. You'll feel this in your inner thighs. So keep those toes, those knees pointed up to the ceiling. Keep your cheeks on the ground, back cheeks. You know what I mean. Two more breaths here. And then walk it back up. All right, now from here, I want you to bring the soles of your feet together. So you're in that little half butterfly, not half butterfly, full butterfly position, right, round ankle. Now, we did a lot of work with the back today, right? Even though I was going to do bow, we never got to that, but maybe next week, right? But I want to stretch out the low back. So if you can, we're going to come into full turtle here. That means you take your hands in between or inside the diamond shape of your legs. You slide your hands underneath your ankle, same hand, same ankle. So you can wrap your hands around your feet from the outside, right? Then once you've got there, right, you're kind of bracing your ankles on your wrists. Then you can round out. You tuck your chin to your chest and you drive your forehead towards your feet. And it's a big, big stretch in the low back. Now, if it feels like too much stretch in the low back, right, I don't want it to feel like torture for you. I want it to feel good, like a nice stretch. If it feels like too much, come sit up tall, bring your hands to your feet, and then keep your back flat. Just start to walk your hands as far in front of your feet as you can, keeping that flat back like we just did in the wide forward fold, right? That gives a little stretch in the low back. It's not as intense, right? So if you need to do that, instead do that. If you can do the full turtle and it feels good to you, go for it. About 75% of people, turtle feels great. They'll do it every time because it just feels so good. But for those other 25% for whom it might feel like a lot, right? I don't want you to ever feel like you have to do turtle because I told you to, right? It can be too much in the back for people with tight backs or weak backs. Another couple breaths here. All right, now let yourself come all the way up. Take both feet out long in front of you. Last stretch we're gonna do here is called half hero, right? And it's gonna stretch out the legs, it's gonna stretch out the quads specifically. Because we did do a lot of work with legs today. Well, my legs were burning, so I know yours probably are too. So here's what we're gonna do, right? You're gonna bend into your right knee, put your right foot on the ground, and then grab a hold of your right ankle with your right hand. Now you're gonna lean to the left a little bit here, so you can pull that right ankle around and set it down. Now, ideally, we've got our knees next to each other, right? And your right hip is inside your right heel. If this feels like your knee is screaming at you, right, then you're not gonna do it like this. You're gonna let that right knee go out a little bit so it looks more like this, right? You're gonna get a deeper stretch if you can pull it all the way in, but I don't want you to feel like your knee is screaming back at you, right? We don't want to damage the knee here. And then we're gonna lean back here. So you're gonna take your hands back behind you and start to lean back. Right? And you wanna feel this stretch right through your right quad. The more you lean back, the more you're gonna feel it. Maybe you can drop down to your forearms, which I can do on a good day. Right? Some of you maybe can go all the way to your back. That's not something I can do even on a really, really good day. But if you can go there and it feels natural, then go there, right? You don't want your knee to come more than an inch or two off the ground, right? If it comes an inch off the ground, that's okay. If it's going way out like this, then I don't want you to do that. Come up more or move that knee out more. Because this is a really great stretch for the leg. But like I said, I don't want you to press too hard. I don't want you to push it too much on the knee. Right? Listen to your body. If it tells you it's too much, it probably is. If you're feeling this nice stretch through your right quad, that's what we want. Move that knee a little further out. If that's what the version you chose, it gives a little more stretch in the inner thighs, and that's okay too. All right, just take 2 more breaths here, then we're gonna switch sides. And then when you're ready, first, come up to your palms if you're not already. Wherever you are, lean your way over to the left. So you can just easily slide your right leg back in front of you. All right, let's try that on the other side. So you're gonna bend into that left knee, grab a hold of your left ankle with your left hand, lean to the right a little bit so you can pull that left ankle around. You want that left ankle to come right outside your left heel. Now, again, if you can, if you meet your knees right next to each other, that's ideal here, right? If you need to, let that left knee open up a little bit so you look more like this. And then start to come back here. It's gonna feel different, right? So bring your hands back behind you, start to lean back. Maybe all you do is walk your hands a little bit back. Maybe you're bending your elbows, but you're not down to your forearms, right? Maybe you come down to your forearms or your back. Again, listen to your body. I'm not even there to see you guys if you're grimacing or sweating or breathing heavy, right? So you gotta really pay attention, make sure you're not doing anything that's gonna damage your body. Because this is a great stretch. I don't do it nearly enough, but I don't want anybody to damage their knee doing this stretch. A few more breaths here. All right, and then when you're ready, you can come up onto your palms. Way up to your palms if you're not already. Lean way over to the left so we can easily swing the right leg around. Oh, all right, I'll start time. It's almost 10 o'clock. All right, but we're gonna finish up with our legs at the wall. All right, so you're gonna put your feet on the ground. If you have wall space, you wanna do this in the wall. I know you guys know how to do it. You can go there if you want. You can just lie on your back. If you wanna lie in the middle of your mat and take your feet straight up to the sky, you can do that. You got wall space and your legs are resting on the wall. Go for it. I was telling the story in my yoga class this week because I always tell you guys how this pose, right, dissipates those stress hormones. It floods your body with anti-aging, anti-stress hormones. When my kids went back to school this week, right, I've got to pick my son up from elementary school every day. And I've been at this elementary school a long time because my girls went there too. I think it's our 10th or 11th year there. So I know where all the school zones are. I know where the cops hang out. This is not a surprise to me that they're there, especially the first week of school. But as I picked him up, I think it was either Thursday or Friday, and we were driving through that place where the school zone spot on just a little too long, right? But at the same time, it still is the school zone, and that's where the cops hang out, right? So they're waiting for the people who get impatient or don't know and speed through there. And there's 2 lanes, and so as I was driving by, I was going slow, right? Because I know where it is, but at the same time, the cop who's on the stands, like they literally stand on the side of the road and shoot their radar gun at you. And if you go too fast, they step out in front of you. So he stepped out in front of me with this little stop hand up. And then I didn't know there was a car coming up behind me that was also speeding in the other lane. And he put his hand up, and so both of us stopped. And I had all the stress hormones flood through my body. Right? What happened? What did I do? And you just feel it. You feel that whoosh, all goes through your body. And then he looked at me, and he pointed at me, and he pointed forward. I said, you go. And he looked at the other person, he pointed to the side of the road. I said, you pull over. You guys come out of this whenever you're ready. Bend your knees. Let them scrape along your body. If you're on the wall, put your feet on the wall. And then your feet are on the ground. If they're on the wall, roll to one side or the other, and push yourself up. Right? After that happened to me the other day, I still felt shaky for like the next 2 hours because my body had flooded with those stress hormones, and there was nothing to do with them. And I couldn't do legs at the wall because I was driving, but I thought about it and I was like, you know what, do legs at the wall right now. I probably feel better. All right, that's our Pilates for the day. Hope you guys had a good workout. My legs are shaking now because I went for a run and then I did this.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
I was dying. But I will see you guys all next week at this time. Like I said, this time is what's going to work best for me, I think. So we're going to keep it here right now. I definitely recorded this one today, so I'm going to put it up if you guys want to do it again, or that way Maggie and Phyllis can watch it. And I'll email everybody and just say, without mentioning any names, that 9 o'clock is better for me, and that's why we're going to keep it at 9 o'clock. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye, Paula.
thanks, Paula.
Bye.
Bye-bye.